So today's session is called Resetting the Human Algorithm. And we are going to reset it hard. Okay. So before we get into today's teaching, I want to make sure everybody is as open and receptive to this information as possible. Every single one of you is going to receive based on where you're at, which is what you're going to learn today, where you're at and how to change that algorithm if you desire. But in order to make sure we're the most open, that we're unbiased, that we're in our own energy, we're going to get really prepared today. So the things I teach you today are things I'd like you to do on your own every day before the challenge starts. I'd love for you to do these things every day, period. But I'm going to put it in your hands to do what I'm about to teach you every day before the challenge starts. Okay. So for today, I want you to put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just repeat after me. I now call back my power and energy from any and all beings, taking it from me with or without my consent. Any and all beings in or around my energy field, I command you to get the fuck out. You do not belong here. Source, guardians, guides, I ask you to put a special shield of protection around me, now and always, allowing only the highest vibrational energy in my field, and repelling all that may hurt or harm me or dim my light. So be it. Good. Those are the three things I want you to say every single day. I say these multiple times a day. If you get on social media, say this first and after. If you go out into public, say this first and after. Keeping our energy clean and staying in our own energy is the one thing that's going to teach us what's really ours and what's the world's. Okay. So the next step is getting grounded and centered. And I will walk you through this process every day of this masterclass. It'll be up to you to do it on your own after that. So again, we're going to put one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly. And I want your feet flat on the ground. If you're sitting on the floor, that's okay too. But if you're sitting in a chair, flat on the ground. I want you to have your spine erect. So your legs and your spine should be at a 90-degree angle, having your heart nice and open. Your chin not too much up, not too much down, but at a perfectly straight angle. And the first thing we're going to do is roll our shoulders backwards. Roll our shoulders forward. And as you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, I want you to breathe in through your feet. Wiggling your hips now. We're just making sure that we're open as we ground. Big deep breaths. And now I want you to envision your feet turning into massive tree trunks, like 3 feet wide each. And these complex tree trunks, as you breathe, go deep, deep, deep into the ground. I am safe. I am here. I am safe. I am here. Continuing to breathe as you keep your heart space open. As we ground in, tuning into where your bottom hand is on your space of creation. I want you to fill yourself front and back. I like to envision here beautiful orange energy filling, 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 staying grounded. Staying grounded and filling, 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 filling. I am safe. I am here. I am full. I am safe. I am here. I am full. Bringing yourself up to the belly, right underneath your rib cage, above your belly button. Breathing in. I like to envision yellow energy. Sparks and flames reside here. This is where my personal power is. So I'm really breathing in my personal power, my confidence, my drive. I'm still full. I'm still grounded. I am safe. I am here. I am full. I am in my power. Let's breathe up into our heart space, that vibrant green energy, breathing in, opening, breathing out, releasing all that doesn't serve us as just green energy swirls within. We're still in our power. We're still full. We're still grounded. Breathing in, I am love. I am love. I am safe. I am here. I am full. I am in my power. I am love. Let's breathe in that bright blue energy and let's focus on our throats. Unclench your jaw. Let your jaw just like melt down your face. Notice if there's tension in your neck and shoulders. As you're breathing in, imagining bright blue energy. I want you to see anything that you've held back, that you've stuffed down, that you've constricted, anything you're holding, and just let it out. I am free to express my truth. I am free to express my truth. With these big, deep breaths, I am free to express my truth. Imagining that vibrant, bright blue. I am safe. I am here. I am full. I am in my power. I am love. I am free to express my truth. Good. Everybody tap on your forehead here. Tap on your forehead. I like to say, wakey, wakey. This is us opening up to our consciousness, opening up to that part of us that sees through the illusion. I can see clearly. I can see clearly. Remember, we're still grounded, full in our power, open to love, able to express our truth. I can see clearly. And as you feel this part of yourself open, also allow this part of yourself to open and let Source, God, Universe funnel down through you. So now you're connected all the way up here, plugged into the cosmos, and you are deeply anchored into the earth. And repeat after me, I am safe. I am here. I am full. I am in my power. I am love. I am safe to express my truth. I can see clearly. I am God consciousness. Good, beautiful work. So that's something we're going to do daily here. And I'd like you to carry on daily everywhere, because now we're in our energy. We're connected to the earth. All parts of us are open and aligned. We're connected to our source, our truth, our divinity. And now, to really be open to today's message, just tell yourself, I am open to receive what is meant for me. I'm open to receive what is meant to me. So today, resetting the human algorithm really means looking at our core beliefs. Yesterday during our exercise, I said, don't put an amount of money that's not even close to you right now. It's not even close to your periphery. The reason I say that is because no matter how divine we know we are, If we haven't looked at our core beliefs, and if we haven't dealt with those, we can't create a new. And these core beliefs are tricky little buggers, okay? Because it's like being tuned to a different radio station. If you're tuned into your wounds, if you're tuned into a picture of the world, the way that everybody told you that it's supposed to be, that's all you can see. Today in resetting our algorithm, what we're going to do, it's very similar to, like I talked about yesterday, with social media and different social media feeds. What you scroll through and like and put energy in is what you see more of. So today we're going to be in this special observation of, what do I see around me currently? And what about that do I want to change? And where is it coming from? Every single thing that you put attention and energy into is what you created. And this is where a lot of people might get triggered. This is where a lot of people like to argue. And it's cool. I'm just going to speak my piece, and you're going to allow yourself to receive what's meant for you, okay? But if you, and I am not a medical doctor, I am not any of those things. I'm not giving you advice or telling you what to do. I'm telling you my truth, and I'm letting what resonates with you come into you, okay? But if you tell yourself that this certain drug is going to cure your anxiety, your depression, your illness, and you fully believe that, chances are it will. If you tell yourself that every time you smoke a cigarette, you're going to get cancer and die, chances are you will. If you tell yourself that every time you eat ice cream, you're going to gain 5 pounds, chances are you will. My dad, since I was little, and it drives me fucking insane, honestly, until I realized how brilliant he was. But every night he would eat a stupid pint of Ben and Jerry's. And he would always say, my diet is eating ice cream. And I always have a 6-pack when I eat ice cream every night. And every night he would eat a stupid ice cream. And me and my mom were over here like eating healthy and exercising and doing all this stuff. And he would eat his ice cream and he'd have a stupid 6-pack. And I believe now that I look back at everything, that he truly did have a core belief that he could eat whatever he wanted and that he would still have the body he wanted. Whereas I'm over here ingrained in the system that forever, I used to eat so much as a kid, and every woman in my family would tell me, as soon as you're 25, your metabolism's going to change and you're going to have weight all over your body. And guess what happens? I ate everything I wanted and I was so skinny. And the time I turned 25, bam, here comes big Nikayla. My metabolism totally slowed down. I had to totally restructure the way I thought, felt, thunk about food. All of this to say, you are that powerful. Every thought that you have out there is what you are creating. If you believe society's message that having this 9-to-5 career or job or whatever is the only way you're going to get money, you will struggle with creating your own money until you break that belief. If you believe what society tells you, that certain drugs, certain habits, certain things are the only way to have a perfect, healthy body, or that a perfect, healthy body looks a certain way rather than feels however you think it should feel, that is what you will sink into. It's all of these different beliefs that we are indoctrinated in over and over and over that create the struggle. We are all free right now. Every single one of us. The only thing that keeps us imprisoned is our core beliefs. Our core beliefs about money, our core beliefs about love, our core beliefs about health, and our core beliefs about life on earth. It is very true. You are here in this human vessel. This life, you chose to be in a human vessel. That is the mode you chose to express your soul, but it is not who you are. My key word is, if you can observe it, you are not it. I talk to myself all the time, like to the point where if anybody else looked at me, they would definitely think I was mad. But this is why I do it. And I talk about myself in third person because I am not Nikayla. The words you're hearing from right now are not Nikayla. The words that wrote the inner child oracle cards were not from Nikayla, because I can observe her. I am consciousness. Yesterday, as we laid under the cosmos and we had this stream of energy pouring into our bodies, that was the closest we've been to ourselves. And it's all of that consciousness that pulls from these different perceptions, these different senses. Our eyes, ears, nose, sense of smell, sense of taste, all these things we can observe is our consciousness coming together in this vessel so that we can be here on earth. But it is not who we are. One of the biggest, easiest ways to be able to observe your beliefs and to start coaching yourself in a healthy and compassionate way is by talking about yourself in third person. Oh man, Nikayla, I can tell today you're having a lot of really hard thoughts. I can tell that these core beliefs are really taking you over. I love you. Or, God damn, Nikayla, you're hilarious. The way you judged that bitch a second ago, that was hilarious and definitely not aligned with love. Those two ways I was able to have a conversation with myself that was light, that was observing, that helped me to see that I am not any of these things that I observe. When I first got into spirituality, and I'm sure a lot of you guys went through this too, as you did inner child work and shadow work, we're taught to love ourselves, but being taught to love yourselves is one of the biggest degrees of separation we can have, because it tells us to love myself and to love this thing, I have to be able to observe it. What we're learning to love is our ego. What we're learning to love is our shadow. What we're learning to love is our unhealed inner child. We're not learning to love ourselves. We are love. We are love. It's what we are. And when you can take that piece of you that again laid in the void yesterday, it opened up to all those energies. And you can know that that is what you are, and you can see the way that your ego, your shadow, your unhealed inner child is behaving according to all of these different stigmas put on it. That's when you can start to change the radio station. Through these conversations and these dialogues, through repatterning the way that we think, the way that we feel, always returning to I am love, I am free, I am consciousness, I am creating this. Big deep breath. Does that make sense so far? So in creating a new algorithm for ourselves, we have to start to look at what we are liking, what we're responding to. And the way we do that is by looking how we're responding. Our emotions are what create our reality. It doesn't matter if they're negative or positive. We talked about Monsters Inc. yesterday. Laughter and fear both create energy, right? So it doesn't matter what emotions you're feeling, but those emotions are clicking into the algorithm. And because we live on Earth and because we are attached to this collective consciousness, we are attracting more of that to us. That's why we'll just use TikTok as an example. If you like certain things, you're going to start to see those people. For me, my TikTok is full of single, stoner, hippie, spiritual moms. That's all I see. Everybody's talking about wealth creation, affirmations, mindset work, entrepreneurship. Why? Because that's what I subscribe to. At any day, I could start liking toxic cis males preaching about how to do something, and that's what would show up on my algorithm. And then we take this back into real life. When you see somebody with a lot of money, do you celebrate the fuck out of them? Or do you feel jealousy? Do you feel envy? Do you feel comparison? Do you feel shame? When you see somebody homeless on the street, do you feel love, inspiration, hope, a turnaround story? Or do you feel pity, disgust, embarrassment, sympathy? When you see another person or human suffering, I used to do this all the time with my kids. I'd see them hurting and I would think, oh, poor girl. I had to flip my reality around real quick. And instead I would say, oh, she's so strong. She's going to get through this. She's so strong. She's going to get through this. Because as I put that energy out, when I see my daughter crying, I'm also telling myself it's okay. I'm strong. I'm empowered. When I see another person falling apart, instead of judging them, trying to fix them, trying to help them, I envision you powerful. I envision you overcoming. I envision you creating your own turnaround story. I reset the algorithm of my life by the way I respond to every single interaction. That doesn't mean that you don't have bad days. This morning for me was so hard. Then what I did was I let myself vent. I let myself feel what I was feeling. And then I sat with myself and I asked myself what I wanted to create more of, what I wanted to experience more of, what I wanted to do more of. Right? I understand that part of me that needed to vent, that needed to have those harder feelings, she was terrified. And she was longing for a different situation. And so I showed compassion, not judgment, because I want to be responded to with compassion and not judgment. It's why I'm so good at what I do here. Because every single client, person that's in front of me, I see you in your fullest. I don't see you with what you bring to the table, the stories you tell, the hard times you share. I honor those, but I always see you in your fullest, highest, most empowered potential. Because that is the truth. It's what I choose to see. You can call it delusional. You can call it whatever you want. It's what I choose to see. And it's what you choose to see that shapes your reality. The other day I was doing a podcast interview with somebody and they asked me like what I was going to make for dinner. And I was like, eggs Benedict. And they were like, for dinner? And I was like, yeah, why? Why for dinner? Because I like eggs. And it was this stupid little thing. I had lasagna for breakfast that morning. Okay. Because I don't care. Because I'm not going to eat eggs for breakfast because society says you should be eating eggs for breakfast. It's these stupid little things that we subscribe to. Like, do you know how many restaurants you can go to and order eggs only before 1 p.m.? What? Why? Because society's told us that eggs are for breakfast and lasagnas for dinner. Does it have to be? No. But how many of you haven't even ever thought in the morning, I feel like a slice of fucking lasagna right now at 8 a.m. with my coffee? Probably not. You're probably thinking oatmeal, omelet, pancakes, bagel, coffee, water, smoothie, normal breakfast things. Cool, live in that reality. I choose not to. I choose to have a variety of options for every meal. There's so many things, how much sleep we need at night, how we heal from illness. They did studies that The hospitals from the past in countries like Switzerland and Norway and Finland, in those hospitals, all day you're moving. You're outside, you're gardening, you're breathing. Very quick turnaround rate. Here in America, what do? We lay in bed when we're at the hospital. We lay in bed and rot. Why? Because that's how you heal in America. We don't think about what our bodies need. A lot of women who experience, and I get in trouble for this one a lot, but a lot of women who experience excruciating pain in childbirth, what are you told from the moment you get pregnant? How hard it's going to be, how much it's going to hurt. That you go to a hospital and you do all these things. Meanwhile, in other countries, you have women who birth their baby themselves, and nobody sometimes doesn't even know they've had their child for 3 days. They birth their baby and they go back to making dinner for the rest of their family because it's a natural part of life. But when you hear over and over again how bad it's going to hurt and you're going to need medical care and it's going to take 5 days to recover and all of this stuff, then that's what happens. And none of it's real. It's all what you choose to see, what you choose to create. Your body, your wealth, your relationships. Abracadabra, I create as I speak, works when you are aligned with what you truly want. Am I paying attention to all the things I'm subscribing to? Are all the things I'm subscribing to really in alignment with who I am at my core? Do I even know who I am at my core? Now that I take away all these things that society's told me about life, what do I believe? Well, how do we figure this out? We start to look at our emotions. Whenever I'm around this person, I feel drained. I feel sad. I feel depressed. I feel anxious. I feel insecure, whatever it might be. Okay, so I have a choice here. When I'm around this person, I feel energized, open, vulnerable, safe. Okay. Am I going to continue to text and call and invest in this relationship over here that creates anxiety? Or am I going to choose to invest in this relationship that creates safety? I know every time I eat at this certain restaurant, I feel amazing when I leave. I love the food. I love the environment. I love the staff. But every time I come here, I feel so crappy when I leave. Food makes my body feel heavy. I always get annoyed with the wait staff. Okay, what am I going to choose to invest in? With our sleep patterns, I know when I get 6 hours of sleep, I feel vibrant and alive. And when I get 8, I feel groggy and tired. Okay, what am I going to invest in? All these different things, when we start to notice how our bodies and our minds and our spirits respond to them, we get data, we get answers, we get feedback. And then we invest in that algorithm and we slowly shift it. We slowly come back to what's in alignment with us and we start seeing more of that. Start to invest in a different idea of wealth. So we start seeing wealth showing up differently in our lives. We start investing in a different idea of health. So we start seeing a different level of health in our lives, in our relationships, in our relationship with God, in ourself. But it's all a choice. It's really easy to fall back into habit. Habit's one of my least favorite words because habit means we don't think about it anymore. Habit means it's just something we do. We don't question it. When I have something that I love, I create a ritual out of it and make it sacred. But a habit means we no longer think, we no longer invest energy. When I get out of the shower every day, I used to I had a habit to do these things. When I created a ritual, it looked like as I dry brush my skin, I thank my body for its service. And I see the old tissues falling away. I see my lymphatic system waking up. I'm in gratitude for my human body. When I put my lotion on, I thank the lotion for the moisture. I thank my body for receiving it. I see my body coming alive and healing and opening. That's a ritual. Or I could just get out of the shower and dry brush my skin and slather on some lotion and call it good. But I want to be really invested in myself. I want more health in my life. I want more vibrancy in my life. So I'm going to invest in that. When I eat food, I don't just go and grab something and put it in my mouth. I ask my body, what do you want? What feels best to you right now? And as I make it, I thank the food for nurturing me, for providing for me, for sustaining me. And as I eat the food, I feel it energizing me, empowering me, recharging me. Whatever food I choose to eat, whether it's a bowl of spinach or a pint of ice cream, if that's what my body needed, I thank it and I receive from it. When I invest my money, I'm not just going around buying whatever. And I used to just buy shit to have it. And now it's a ritual. I think about it. I ask what value it's going to add to my life. I ask if I can care for it properly. And as I invest in it, not only do I see the gratitude and appreciation for what I'm receiving, whether it's groceries or furniture or a pedicure, but I see my money going out and flourishing in the economy and coming back to me. These are things I choose to invest in. Yes, does it take time, effort, energy, thoughtfulness? All absolutely. Absolutely, it does. This is why so many people are okay living in a routine of wake up, work, come home, dinner, rinse, repeat. Because you don't have to think and you don't have to invest and you don't have to be intentional about life. But that's not any of you. You guys are here right now listening, open to this because you want something different. You deserve something different. But nobody's going to do it for you. It's you resetting this algorithm, and it gets easier and easier and easier. But this is where you have to invest. This is where if you want different health, you do need to make more time for your body. You do need to make more time as you eat, as you move, as you touch yourself, to be intentional in your investments, your thoughts about yourself, your vision of yourself in the future. That takes time and intentionality. If you want a different amount of money in your bank account, that's going to take time for you to look at the core beliefs, for you to reprogram the things that you've created for so long. It's going to take you being intentional about your purchases, not to be frugal or cheap, but to say, I desire this and this is why. And as I receive this, it multiplies. It takes much more time and energy to do that than just swipe your card. If you want different sort of love relationships, first and foremost, you have to invest in loving and accepting yourself. And second of all, you have to be intentional about the energy that you receive and feel around other people. Because if you let things slide, you're going to keep attracting people that you're going to have to let things slide with. And that takes energy. But if it's important, as you invest in the right people, more of those are going to come to you. Our entire reality currently, our entire future reality is up to us. We can pull from the past and all the things we didn't like. We can pull from different people's ideas, but that's not going to get us in alignment with our truth. We're going to be living in somebody else's algorithm. So I want you today, as you breathe into this, as you feel into this, to really allow yourself to question, to notice, and to choose differently as you see these things coming up, because it all is possible. as you're intentional and truthful. So that's going to be the end of today's session. I'll stop this recording in a second so you guys could share. And I just want to say thank you for being so open to receiving, to opening your minds and your bodies and experience to this lesson today. Take a big, deep breath with me. And just tell yourself, good fucking job. Thank you for receiving. Awesome.